Hey everybody, JC here with another TNI news video. And today's video is going to be completely dedicated to Marvel Legend news. We got a ton of it yesterday thanks to eBay. A ton of stuff leaked out on eBay yesterday. So we've gotten in-hand images of a bunch of new product, most of which we've heard about. We was announced at Toy Fair and such, but a couple of things, a couple of San Diego Comic-Con exclusives we're getting our first look at for the very first time here. So again, these come from eBay, and these are production samples, so they're not the final versions. They could vary a little bit, but for the most part, this is how they should look, minus the numbers on the forehead. Those are there again because these are production samples that somebody got their hands on. But let's start off. The first thing that was revealed was we got an in-hand look at the upcoming Walgreens exclusive Human Torch figure. This was announced at Toy Fair, and the figure looks pretty good. It's got translucent plastic. It comes with an extra pair of hands and two fireball effect pieces, and looks like it'll go nicely with the Invisible Woman. Now, I don't have a release date on this. I suspect that most of the stuff that we're discussing today should be out on shelves sometime by July, by San Diego Comic-Con time. But again, I don't have any kind of specific release dates on any of these things. Now, I do believe the Invisible Woman figure, which has actually been hitting overseas for some time now, should start showing up at Walgreens stores here in the United States sometime this month. So if you've been looking or waiting for that figure, I would start checking Walgreens shelves this month sometime. We also got a look at the new X-Men 2-pack with Classic Cyclops and Phoenix. This again was something that was announced at Toy Fair. And the Phoenix figure, the Dark Phoenix figure, comes with 3 different head sculpts, which is surprising. I knew it was going to have 2, but I didn't realize it was going to have 3 different head sculpts. Now, I think at least one of these was a reuse from the previous Phoenix figure. I'm not 100% sure, but I think at least one of them is. But the coolest head sculpt is the one with the translucent or semi-translucent hair to give you that kind of Phoenix effect, that fire effect. So that's definitely cool. There's also looks like a little Phoenix effect that's included with the figure, but definitely looks pretty cool overall. And then the classic Cyclops, I'm guessing, is probably just a reuse of the Bucky cap mold, but overall I think it looks pretty good. The belt maybe is a little bit too big, I don't know, or maybe the yellow trunks are a little too small looking on the figure, but still overall I think it's a nice representation and will probably be a nice update to the Toy Biz version of that character. And again, I don't have a specific release date on that set, but I do expect it. I imagine the Spider-Man and Mary Jane 2-pack will be out first, so we could see that as early as the end of this month, and then probably see the X-Men set, sometime in June or maybe early July. That's a guess on my part, but that is what I'm kind of thinking. And speaking of Toys R Us exclusives, we also got a look at the new A-Force box set. This was another thing that was announced at Toy Fair. This is the all-female box set featuring members from the A-Force team. So this set is going to include figures of Monica Rambeau or Spectrum. I believe this is her Spectrum costume. She's gone by many different names, but I believe that's the costume that she wore as Spectrum. Lady Loki, Sif, Elsa Bloodstone, Singularity, and She-Hulk. And if you're a fan of these female characters, I think this is one that you're definitely going to want to pick up. I'm excited for several of these. I like the Lady Sif and Loki and She-Hulk figures. And Spectrum is pretty cool as well. I'm not terribly familiar with Singularity. I think she's a fairly new character, so I don't know much about her. But she looks pretty cool with the blue translucent plastic. We also got in-hand looks at the upcoming Guardians of the Galaxy Mantis Build-A-Figure wave. This is, we saw some official images the other week released, but now we're getting some in-hand images. Now the figures are in the packaging, but it does kind of give us a better look at the figures with these new images. So just to recap, this wave includes Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 versions of Star-Lord, and this is the one with the coat and the scarf, and he's going to have a cassette and his signature blasters. And then we're also, and he comes with the right arm for the Mantis Build-A-Figure. Then we got to look at Rocket Raccoon with the Kid Groot. Groot's wearing the Ravager costume with this version. And he comes with an alternate head sculpt. Rocket does, not Groot. And then Rocket also has blasters. And then the set comes with the torso section for the Mantis Build-A-Figure. Ex Nihilo is a comic book based figure. Kind of a in my opinion, a lame character. Never really liked him very much. He was in Avengers a year or so ago. I don't know if he's still around. I haven't been reading recent issues, so I know he was a character leading up to like the Secret War thing, but I don't know if he's still being used or not. He's a big yellow dude. Only thing he comes with is the head for Mantis, so no other accessories for that one. Death Heads 2 is another big character we're getting in this set. He's going to come with an alternate hand, so he's got the weapon hand, and then you can switch it out with a normal hand. And he's no Build-A-Figure pieces for the Mantis figure. This is probably the one that's going to be packaged 2 per case, which makes sense since Death Heads is probably going to be one of the more popular characters in this wave. We're also getting Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 versions of Gamora. She's going to come with a rifle, a sword, some unknown object that I'm guessing she uses in the movie, and then she's going to have the left leg for Mantis. And then we're also getting Nebula, and she comes with a blaster, a cybernetic arm, and the left leg for Mantis. And then finally rounding out that wave is Adam Warlock, a comic book version of Adam Warlock, and he's going to come with the alternate blue head, some blast effects that we've seen used in this line many times, and then also the left arm for the Mantis Build-A-Figure. That wave we're probably going to start seeing released next month in June. Again, that's a guess, but I would not be, we've got the Spider-Man figures hitting now, and so I'm guessing that we'll start seeing Guardians of the Galaxy at the end of this month, maybe even, or next month sometime. Moving on, we got a new look at the 12-inch Marvel Legends Thor figure. This was another thing that was on display at Toy Fair, so we've seen this one before, but we're getting some in-hand images. And this one's going to come with 2 head sculpts, 2 versions of his hammer, and alternate hands. And then another Marvel Legends that we're seeing for the first time, a 12-inch figure, is Daredevil. Now, I'm thinking that this is a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive based on the packaging. It is different looking than the normal 12-inch figures, a little more elaborate. So it even looks like there's some kind of certificate or something included with this. I'm not sure what that is, but this definitely, to me, strikes me as a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive that we're seeing here. Now, it's quite possible that Daredevil will see a regular release as well. And then speaking of Comic-Con exclusives, we're also getting our very first look at the 6-inch Marvel Legends box set, and this is going to be a Thor-themed set. Now, I say this is a rumor. It hasn't been confirmed by Hasbro, but it seems pretty obvious that this is going to be the Comic-Con exclusive set. And this set is going to include figures, and these are all comic book-based figures, of Boar, Mechlith, the Jane Foster Thor figure, Unworthy Thor, and Ulik. And I'm guessing that Ulik is probably a Build-A-Figure, even though in this set he'll come already assembled. Now, we know some of these figures, or at least have strong rumors that some of these figures are definitely going to see a normal release on single card. So the Jane Foster Thor and the Unworthy Thor have definitely been rumored to be in the upcoming wave of Marvel Legend Thor figures. And I'm guessing that probably all of these figures will see a regular release. Again, the Thor wave that we know is coming, we only have rumors of, so it could be that this entire wave is just the Thor wave and the other figures that were rumored are incorrect. Or maybe we're getting 2 different Thor waves this year. I'm not entirely sure. But I would not, if you're worried about not getting this set at Comic-Con, I wouldn't worry that much, because just like we saw with the Raft box set last year, I imagine that we'll get access to these figures. Now, it's not always the case. There have been a few rare exceptions, like Magic a couple years ago, and we still haven't gotten an updated Cage figure released at regular retail. But generally, Hasbro finds a way to release characters like this beyond just a Comic-Con exclusive. They'll have a little bit different paint decos or what have you, but I would not worry too much at this point. And then finally, we're getting our first look at a Thor Ragnarok toy. This is a 12-inch figure. It's one of those electronic figures that speak, and they can actually, if you have more than one of them in the wave, they'll actually talk to each other. We saw this, I think the first time we saw these was with Captain America Civil War, or no, actually I think it was Avengers Age of Ultron is when they first debuted these 12-inch talking figures. But we see Thor here, and then on the back of the packaging we can see that there's a Gladiator Hulk figure coming as well. Now, I'm guessing that we'll end up seeing 6-inch Marvel Legend versions of both of these characters. I'm guessing this might be the 2-pack they hinted at as a Target exclusive at Toy Fair. That's just a total guess of mine, but I would not be surprised if these two don't end up as Marvel Legends and possibly as a 2-pack. Okay, so that does it for the news. Now, I'm not going to do a Q&A today. I'll save that for Friday's video, but if you do have a question that you would like me to try and answer, please feel free to ask it in the comment section below, or you can ask it in last Friday's news video. I'll try and get another news video up on Friday, which is when I normally like to do that. But had so much Marvel Legends news coming out today, I wanted to go on and do a special video just to talk about that. And again, we do have all the images up at Marvelous News. I'll have a link in the video description below, so if you don't want to have to keep going back and pausing the video to look at the images, just go to Marvelous News and look at them there. And as always, please follow me on my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. And if so inclined, also please like this video. And until next time, guys, I will catch you later.